What is up, guys? I'm Jackson Stevens, and today we're doing All My Friends Are Warriors podcast. I'm joined with,
Devin Ortega.
Jaden Stevens.
and today we're gonna be talking.
And we're going to be talking about the older sibling, younger sibling dynamic.
Come on. Older sibling and younger sibling dynamic.
Oh
Hey,
my
let's
God,
get into
bro.
it. We rolling? We're rolling. Okay. So this is my little brother, and I know a lot of the stuff that we're gonna say in this pod. He's gonna be able to like explain and be like, oh yeah,
And relate to.
because we've had a bunch of character talks, and I mean, I guess one of the first things that we could start with is like just the importance of like having a little brother. I mean, having brothers or sisters is just cool in general, but like it's important. It's kind of like a mini you in a sense, and you can
Or a mentor, if you're the
Or-
younger sibling
yeah.
looking up.
exactly. But there's a lot to be an older brother or a younger brother or older sister or younger sister. Like there's problems, you know. People always say that the fighting like comes with it, like between the siblings, and that's true.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, there's a lot of bickering.
A
back
lot
and
of
forth.
bickering because you're just trying to I don't know. I don't really know why like there's a lot of bickering, but
I feel like
maybe it's just
a sense of it is, being competitive with your brother,
yeah.
but also a sense of it is like, it's just kind of like something you do with your siblings. And I can't really like find why.
It's like
yeah.
it's where you get the brotherly love term, kind of.
Yeah. And
It's-
it's always in the younger years too.
Yeah, there's constant like bickering back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Jackson and I we don't ever argue like ever anymore. But we don't.
we sometimes in Madden.
Sometimes in Madden.
Yeah.
But that's just cuz you play Madden every single day and I don't
I know.
waste my time playing
Yeah.
Madden every single day. I love Madden. but
Shots fired.
Anyways. Yeah, so like fighting between siblings, it's going to happen and it's all like brotherly love and stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
It's
It's like a
all right. It's ultimately just brotherly love. It's
yeah.
because you're around this person so much, you're always not gonna maybe get along,
Yeah.
and there's always gonna be little things you're gonna find to nitpick and argue about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it's
'Cause-
never really fully meant out of like malice or
Yeah, or
anything.
hate or anything like that.
It's like I go into your room a lot, and most of the time you're on the phone or texting someone, and I come in and I say, "Yo, you want to play Madden?" And you're like, "Nah, I'm busy," or like something like that. But most of the time you want to play with me, cause
Yeah.
it's fun. And
So I can whoop you.
okay, sometimes I whoop you. I
Yeah.
always whoop you with the Bengals, bro.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
In college football, I whoop you every time.
I know in college, cause the catching and like throwing is booty cheeks.
Oh my god.
Still.
Okay.
This kind of shows the
Yeah,
what,
you guys are
sort of
argu-
dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
arguing over the.
When you're growing up and you have a sibling, it's like, in a way, maybe not your best friend, but they're a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you bicker and argue with friends.
They're like
Yeah.
they're like pretty
Oh.
much one of your closest allies.
Yeah, a lot of the time, whether or not you guys are really close, you guys are still gonna have a really, really strong relationship.
Yeah.
Whether you guys are like distance and stuff, I feel like most likely you guys are gonna have a really good relationship.
Yeah, because you guys love each other, even though you guys might argue a lot.
Yeah, there's an
But,
unconditional love.
Yeah.
This, like, I know you could probably relate, or, well, I'm sure your older brother might be able to relate, but growing up, especially in the younger years of having a younger
Oh.
brother,
We used to fight all the time.
well, no, not even that. Not even that. It's like I would get blamed. Like you would do something, and like I might
Yeah.
have done something to like counter back, I
yeah.
guess, at you.
And then
And then it
you
would
just
all
turn
just-
into the bad guy.
Yeah, I would just be the bad guy,
You would get all the blame put on
Yeah.
you.
and I mean like it's very annoying. But I think me having a younger brother is gonna be able to help me as a parent because when I'm older and I have kids, and there's like a older kid and a younger kid, I know I'm gonna know what it's gonna feel like from the older kid perspective when the younger kid is, crying about something, or he's just making a big deal out of something, and then trying to make it seem like the older brother or the older sister is the bad person when they're really not.
It's really 50-50 or 75-25 the
Yeah.
other way, and the younger kid could be
Yeah.
the one more in the wrong in
Or-
this type of situation,
Yeah,
I guess.
or whether it is mainly the older sibling and then partly the younger sibling is still going to try to put the load onto the older sibling, even
Yeah.
if the older sibling still did most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think
it's all, what were you gonna say?
you'll be able to hold them both accountable
Yeah.
Yeah.
for their actions.
Yeah, it's always gonna fall on the older sibling because they're the older one and they're known to be like the more mature one.
Yeah, they're more
And, I mean,
emotionally
rightfully so.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. And as the older sibling, like I do agree with that. Like we are known as like we're supposed to be the more mature people,
Yeah.
but also it's like the parents aren't there to see the full context, and it kind of just sucks sometimes. But you
Like,
just kind of have to
They
do it.
have to do what they have to do.
I remember when I was like little, I was like 5, you were 10, and we were wrestling, but it got way too rough. But I wanted to start it, so I'd run to mom and make mom or dad and like make up this big whole excuse that I was the victim and I didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
which is pretty much me the whole entire time.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like a
And-
lot of younger siblings do that just because they don't want to take the blame, and then they're less likely to be able to take the criticism that their
But,
parents are going to give
like-
the older
Yeah.
sibling.
Usually like 50-50. Once they get older, they get more mature, because that doesn't happen as much now.
Yeah.
Well, it still kind of happens.
But like you don't cry.
Yeah, I don't cry.
You don't cry to anyone about it.
And
You could-
like, can you tell me how you felt like when I like made up excuses?
Man, I just felt like I don't. It was just a big like letdown, or not letdown, but it was like, man, and I couldn't do anything about it because
Big like upset.
big up. Well, yeah, I just couldn't do anything about it. It was just really, I don't know, devastating because I couldn't
Yeah,
like,
just
argue back. I was gonna get in trouble no matter what, and it was just like, dude, I can't do anything about it because I'm not in charge, and the parents are in charge. But
Yeah. Because
yeah,
a lot of people for the younger sibling, they usually just say like, he's just little, he needs more attention.
Yeah.
Because the older siblings, they're probably like way older than the younger sibling, if that, because they're probably gonna be more mature than most younger siblings. But it doesn't matter if you're let's say like I was 10. Let's say we were the same ages now, but I was more mature.
Yeah,
yeah,
the parents gonna generally
They
not
might.
pin the blame or
No.
put the blame on the more emotionally intelligent and the more mature person. Wait,
But
yeah.
did I say that wrong?
yeah. No, you got it. They're-
They're not just gonna pin the blame on them because they're older or because the blame is like supposed to be put on them. It's
Yeah.
because they're actually able to handle it.
Yeah.
Generally, it's put on the older sibling because the younger sibling, they're not. If they don't get their way, they're gonna cry about it.
Yeah.
And going back to something you said when you were younger, you would
make up excuses.
make up excuses and kind of lie and bend and twist the true
Yeah.
story when you told your parents about these things. I think that comes from being kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
yeah,
Spoiled
Yeah, I
rotten.
was spoiled a lot
Yeah.
because I didn't realize this. I realize this, now. But when I was younger, I would make up these excuses that weren't true. And so you'd be grounded, and you'd be earning character. Like, man, my brother. Like, I gotta be better than him in life. But I was selling my character, because I was getting away with stuff.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing. Like when you go to make the excuse, you have that little brother role, and you're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
get the easy part and like the lighter end of end of the
Yeah,
stick.
and then
Because
usually you can't really blame the parent or the older sibling. It's just naturally who the parent thinks can take the criticism, and you can't really blame the parent for that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
partially you can, because they're not trying to help the little sibling learn from it, as they're just putting it all onto the older sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when a player lashes out in a game, and then the coach gets blamed for it because it's like, that's your player. That's, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
To make it more able, to make it better to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think of it as a player lashing out and the coach getting blamed for it.
Yeah.
I can kind of relate to where flickering in the background.
I know.
But I can kind of relate to Jackson's like story when, when I was younger. I know I was kind of spoiled rotten sometimes. I would try and pin all the blame on my older sister, and that I didn't grow one bit from that. But growing up and when I was in Seabass's Club of Character, that kind of started to change because I became more emotionally mature, or more emotionally intelligent and more mature, to where I wouldn't bend the truth. I wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't twist the story to my parents, so I would be able to get the truth told to me. I would be able to be in trouble, and it's like, which choice would you rather have? Would you rather be, shaded from the truth and kind of be lied to, have a blindfold over your eyes, and not be able to see like the truth of the real world, or grow up and be able to be criticized and be able to be
Mature.
and in trouble, so you can grow as a person and be better.
Yeah.
That's like kind of goes back to when you're the older sibling and you're getting in trouble. It's like, which choice would you rather have? Would you rather have the younger sibling's choice of getting off scot-free, or be in trouble but you're growing as a person?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And this kind of also, I don't think it's always just the older sibling. In some cases, it can be the younger sibling. Like, I know, for instance, me, I assume Jacob too probably, has been through the same thing where we have to, deal with more stuff because we're able to. And our parents can see that we're more emotionally intelligent. And if things don't go our way, we're not going to break down and cry. We're going to just have to deal with it.
Yeah, and over time, I feel like a lot of kids, and most kids, become more emotionally disciplined over time. But another big reason why you should practice character is so you're able to take that blame, and able to take that criticism, able to take the blame, just so you don't have to be that other end to where you're getting off scot-free off everything. So I feel like that's another big reason why you should practice character.
Yeah, the sooner rather than later too, because
Yeah.
the younger you can learn that, the more you're going to be able to grow when you're older. So another dynamic for younger and older siblings, when you're that older sibling, you should be a mentor to that younger sibling, and so you can teach them these things you've had to deal with.
Yeah.
Maybe not through the exact experience, but maybe give them, like, I guess, character talks if you're able to.
Yeah.
So you can help them and
Yeah.
be there for them so they can grow too.
I would say, as the older brother, kind of what you were saying about, like, what problem would you want to have? As the older brother, you kind of have to get good at changing the perspective on things. Like, when you get criticized, you have to be like, what you said, like, what problem do you want to have? Like, and what Jacob was saying, like, you kind of get to this point where it's like, yeah, I am taking this blame and it sucks, but it's gonna happen, and
You kind of
I kind of embrace it at this point.
Yeah, embrace the suck.
Yeah.
Jocko Willink, I think.
It's like, like, you get super mad when you get grounded for something you didn't do, but you build off of it, and then I realized it was bad. That wasn't good. I'm sorry for the things I did to you when
It's
we
all
were
good.
little kids. Still,
You still
we
are a
still
little
are.
kid. You're
I
10
still
years
am a
old.
little kid.
No,
but
he's a
I meant
grown man.
littler kid. But what do you think of me now?
Oh, you're so much better now. like through all the character talks that you've had, through all of the like times you have experienced when you have gotten away with that stuff and you finally realize that it's not cool,
Yeah.
it's so much more easier as an older brother, because now if you do something and kind of the same, like if you do something and it might get blamed on me,
Yeah.
you're like, no, it's not his fault.
Like-
And
They'll
it's
both be
it's
able
so
to
much
take.
stress off my shoulders, and it's
Like-
like, dude, thank God that my brother's like this now.
It's
Remember-
that, and he's also able to grow from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's
Remember-
being able to take accountability and be more mature.
Remember
Yeah,
that
and
time?
and without me getting punishments for something that I didn't even do.
Remember that time where I like, spit food on my mom's plate, and then you're like,
Oh God.
Oh my
Jackson,
God.
Jackson, Jackson. And I was like, no, it was it, and then it started getting mad at you, and I was like, no, this is my fault.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, what the hell? Why'd you just do that? She just made that food. And then you weren't grateful and just spat it right on her plate. And I was like, no way. I was
You
like,
can. You,
like-
here.
I was surprised that I didn't like throw him some boxing gloves and like throw down with you. But
You see that sort of dynamic from the parents where
Yeah,
they tell you not to parent your sibling
they were
when
like,
I can see, yeah, don't parent them, but definitely be a mentor for them.
oh yeah,
Like be
100%.
there for them so they can grow and
Mhm.
yeah,
learn accountability and
And-
mature.
cause
And parents change that like perspective like so badly. Like they think you're trying to take the role of the parent, which you're not.
Definitely.
That's
No.
exactly what you're not
Yeah.
trying to do. You're just trying to, in a sense, like help them out. I
You
guess.
want your younger sibling to have what you ultimately didn't have,
Mm,
so
Yeah.
they can have a better,
yeah.
exactly.
more successful life. As an older sibling, or as just like a mentor in general, I think a mentor's goal in general is to make their disciple, their disciple or their student. They want them to be better than they are.
Mm,
Yeah,
So they
Yeah.
give them everything that they didn't have growing up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they, put their time and
money.
not money, but just
Effort.
like time and effort into
Yeah.
them so they can be better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what an older sibling's trying to do
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
What it, that's
when
what,
something like that happens and they're old and then their parent is trying to, shield the younger sibling from.
Mhm.
But the older sibling is just trying to help.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
what-
I want you to be. Sorry, I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
you to be better than me someday. Not gonna happen, but not I'm playing. It could happen,
yeah.
but
That's what
as a mentor or like as a teacher, your goal should be the person who you're teaching to be better than you, better than you ever were. I mean,
Jack.
that's
it might not happen because that teacher is like
Really,
high
really good.
level, like super good and stuff, but it doesn't matter. You should wish them that
Yeah.
they do
Should
10 times better than you could. have
wish
done.
them well. You want
Yeah.
them to be, better than you in all ways.
yeah. What that's what a true mentor is. Whether they're Marcus Aurelius or whether they're just your parent, they're still gonna want you to do better than they are. Whether they're the most knowledgeable person in the world or whether they just know a little bit about this or a little bit about that, they should want you to do better than them in all walks of life. And that's what a true mentor is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like speaking of Marcus Aurelius with his son and stuff, like that was just really unfortunate because
Mhm.
you would think Marcus Aurelius, freaking a really great emperor,
The emperor of Rome.
Yeah.
One of the last good emperor of
Yeah.
Rome.
One of the
and
Yeah.
his son, you would think, oh, his son Commodus might be hella good, but nah, that boy
No.
was not good.
And then, yeah, that's also another reason why, as an older sibling, you should kind of think of it as good fortune because Marcus Aurelius's eighth son Commodus, obviously he had the teachings of his father, but also he gets the teachings from his older brothers, and then just to say maybe his older brothers kind of got the knowledge that Marcus Aurelius gave to them, but kind of washed it down. And to a certain point, to where it's your eighth son, he's barely even getting that knowledge. So that's why I feel like as an older brother, you should be a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing about with that dynamic, none of Marcus Aurelius' sons before Commodus really made it past like 20, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to get to the age where they could take on the role of emperor after Marcus Aurelius passed.
Yeah.
So Commodus never got that older brother younger brother dynamic.
Mm.
So Marcus Aurelius was so busy being the emperor of Rome,
Yeah.
and it wasn't his fault necessarily because he had a whole
But
empire.
the emperor of Rome is crazy. Like, you got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but just not having that dynamic could have, very well affected that.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, like Marcus Aurelius being the emperor of Rome, to relate the way broadly, in a sense, that's as a parent
In the
going to
household,
work every
yeah.
day, and then the older brother and school having to teach you. But
Mhm.
because of how society is today, now people have just become terrible because of what they're learning and who they're learning it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's been like tough sometimes to try to be nice to you, Jackson, and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I've never wanted to be a bad mentor. Like I've always cared for what you do. That's why I get mad at you when you like start to like fall off or start to do something that I know is gonna turn out bad.
Do something wrong.
It's because I know I might have known like what hole that was, and I might have not.
You didn't want him to go through that pitfall.
I didn't want you to go through that pitfall, and so kind of like what our basketball coach says. She says everything that I say is gold.
Yeah, because I mean, in a sense, that's true.
We
You've
have the
been through these
experience.
things. You had the experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And so I think as the younger brother, I'm not a younger brother, but I think for all younger brothers is
And younger siblings in general.
if your brother is like a good person
or your sister, either
or your
one.
sister, if your older sibling is a good person, you can tell that they're doing good things in life. I would say listen to their advice as much as you can.
Yeah, 100%. As a younger sibling, I can speak from that. If my older sibling is giving me good advice, I'm gonna be taking that all in.
Yeah.
I want to be better, you know?
Right.
So why would I not listen to what, their gold advice is?
Yeah.
And even if it's, not good advice, do what Bruce Lee says, take what's good, discard what's bad.
Mm.
Know what to not do from them as well.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, it's really just a shame when the older sibling is doing bad stuff and you have a younger sibling, because that younger sibling wants to be just like you. They want to do
Yeah.
everything that you do.
Yeah, and they get so like if you're like a bad brother, I get a lot of things from you.
Yeah.
Like
he's
sayings,
horrible.
personalities. Cause like you're like my older self.
Like,
I
okay.
can imagine myself like kind of being you.
He wants to be a mini you.
Why what's the actual like reason why you played football?
Cause it just looked fun, and plus I wanted to take my anger out on other kids.
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying you part of you didn't play, or part of you played, but you didn't play like because I'm not saying the only reason you played is because of me, but you probably thought like, oh, he
That's
plays
one
football.
reason.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah, I mean, when you're a
like,
younger sibling.
I don't even like when you started playing football. I was like, that's pretty cool. That might be fun.
Mm.
So I tried it because I was doing baseball at the time.
Mhm.
But then I started football, and it was like the Sunday practices. We weren't doing contact yet, but we were doing like the bag tackles and like hitting drills and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about it's about the fun too, but like you can make friendships, brotherhoods,
Yeah. And then,
community.
yeah, a big thing I don't really like when people say just have fun is because many people have different ways of fun. Fun could be I sit on my phone all day and I do this. Fun could be, and a different way of fun could be, oh, I work out every day. And then so if like a coach says, or a football coach says, just have fun. Okay, I'm gonna go lay on the sideline and play on my phone. That's what I find fun. So
Yeah.
I don't really like it when people say just have fun. Obviously, have fun is a bonus, but also don't just have fun because there's many different reasons of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different ways.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also as like an older sibling, you shouldn't say just have fun to your little sibling, because honestly, now that I think about it, me being an older brother to you, Jackson, it's kind of like not raising my own kid, but it definitely will help, like when I do have kids to raise them.
So
right?
like you kind of look at me as like your child a little bit.
Well,
Kind
yeah, I
a
mean,
little bit.
based off what I just
Little
said, yeah, I
Okay.
guess.
So
Yeah, and then
I think you were talking about a dynamic where Jackson, you both said it, but how you want to be like him, how you see yourself as like a mini version of him. one dynamic you see a lot is your younger sibling always trying to go into your room and like spend time with you and constantly be around you.
Yeah.
I think that's like, yeah, as an older sibling, I'm sure that's annoying.
Yeah.
But speaking from a younger sibling's perspective, it's like all out of love. You like, I want her to be just like my older brother.
Mhm.
You know, I want her to be around him constantly, and
Yeah, definitely.
and
Especially.
as an older,
Continue.
yeah, but as an older sibling, you don't always want someone always in your business, always in your hair. You know,
Yeah.
so you find it annoying, so you tell them to leave. But that's kind of where things get iffy, because if you want to be a mentor to them, you might have to make some sacrifices.
Yeah, cause remember like a lot of times you said this to me, like once you're 18 and I'm like 14 or like 13 or something like that, I'd be like better to hang around with your friends, cause you know I'm older and more mature and you're like 18 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely see that has, like, it's definitely level out more that you're older now, cause like now my friends are like, yo,
Yeah,
you know, Jackson, like I want to go in Jackson's room, and
that's
Yeah, I
what
want
my
to play
friend.
Madden with
That's what
Jackson.
my friends
I
are
don't wanna
like.
hang out with you.
yeah, no, but it's definitely better now
Yeah,
instead of couple years ago when like they were like, dude, get this kid out of here. I'm being so for real. That's
I
how
know.
you were. It was that bad.
Yeah.
But
cause
I think
You
your
got much
older
better.
sibling feels the same way. When your younger sibling gets more mature, you're like, now I can actually hang out with
Yeah.
them and
Actually
have a
enjoy-
good
It's
time
like-
with them like they're my friend,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and not have to, tiptoe around all these like this red tape,
yeah,
so
Like-
I don't get them or myself in trouble.
when the first time your girlfriend came over, this is cause I kept coming into your room. We even played like a game of Madden.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun, but it was it a little annoying to you?
I mean, not really.
But like, would you rather like spend time with her than me?
I mean, as long as it's not every single time.
Yeah.
Because then,
But
because then that's
Then
also on
going
you.
too far.
Because then that's also on you. Sometimes it's like, dude, yeah, someone's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just let him hang out.
Coming from a virtue standpoint, I think Jaden wouldn't really care too much because it's spending quality time with your brother and your girlfriend, two
Yeah.
people that you like to hang out with a lot.
Yeah.
But to a certain point, if you're just there every single time, it's like you're kind of interrupting the time I have with my girlfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think there's
Like,
a
if you
point
do
in
that-
taking it too far.
'Cause, like-
Yeah, because after
obviously.
that first time, like, don't get me wrong, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like it was
Never
it
again.
was, it was cool, but like I was like,
yeah,
hold off.
but
on it.
then like the other few times, I only came in there like to say it was like dinner time or give you something.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
those are the worst times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, but,
like
yeah.
it's a different story when your friend comes over.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. He's
yeah.
like,
Then no, he will not. You
I
just
will
don't.
not leave.
He doesn't leave.
And then we have to be like, Jackson,
Get
get out.
I know.
yeah, it gets really bad.
Yeah, it gets bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Like he forces me to play Madden with him, and I don't want to play Madden with
Yeah,
him.
but
But I
Okay.
But,
just have to sometimes.
like-
he physically threatens you.
yeah, he's
Physical-
my
He'll eat
size,
you.
if not bigger.
He'll-
yeah, he'll
uh,
eat me.
Jackson threatens to lay on me like Elon Musk would to Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh my god,
Oh God.
That's crazy.
dude.
But
Okay.
but like I'm not in as much like, and when I was little, when you had like Devin or Cyrus over, like I'd be in like every single day, even when you
God,
guys
we'd
are
be beating. We'd beat you up, Jackson.
I know you
You'd
would
still
beat
come
you
back
up.
for more.
Oh my god, remember what was it? You were over. It was for my birthday, my 12th birthday, back when I lived at the Shasta Lake house, and you were whipping my brother with a towel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That
Cause you wouldn't leave.
I
You just
know.
wouldn't leave my freaking room, and I had like 4 friends over.
I
And
know
we
it was
just
like
beat the crap out
it
of
was
you,
like-
and then we all got in trouble.
it was
No,
No.
I don't think. No.
It was-
oh yeah
and
yeah
Time to bleep out all those names.
that was so funny because I
Yeah.
was running away and he was just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, and then we got in trouble. That was dumb.
Yeah, I know.
That's what happens when you don't leave my room.
I know.
But hey,
Mess
it's
around and
all
find
it's
out.
all brotherly love, though. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mess around and find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
Yeah.
I think both
actually.
sides are out of love for,
Yeah.
both siblings.
That's for
'Cause,
sure.
Yeah, I could be wrong here because I'm not an older sibling, but as an older sibling, I
Yeah,
feel
you
like.
are.
Oh wait, actually I
Oh, yeah,
am.
you
I
are.
well, there's a big age difference.
Hey,
So,
he's the middle child, man.
yeah,
Remember when
but so
That's what's
I feel like you have to have some temperance to realize that yes, he's able to come to my room sometimes and hang out with me because there's obviously times, but then there's times for him to not come and hang out with me. So I feel like there has to be some temperance as an older brother.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
remember
But if it's me going in your room and you tell me no,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying
staying
hell
in
no,
there.
I'm going in there. You're like, I'm not leaving. Like, let me play some Madden with you, bro.
it's like it's like remember you and you and I think it was Craig came into my
I'm not gonna talk about
Oh my
that.
God.
Next thing.
We have to.
No.
that was so funny.
Yeah. We went in and we played Madden with them, but
No, you didn't.
yes, we did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, that's probably just what happened.
No, but
You don't
yeah,
talk
no,
about
you're
it.
much better about that, and I think all little siblings should definitely be mindful on certain times when to go in the room. But the biggest thing is you should knock. You should always knock. You shouldn't just barge through my freaking door.
I've done that like once.
No, you did it a lot until
I
I
used to
told you
do
to
it a
start
lot.
knocking.
And so I went.
Yeah, it's respectful to knock and
Yeah.
wait for the come in instead of just freaking
Barging in.
Bubbly.
Which
Yeah.
actually
Bull
does
rushing
to
into
learn me.
your
Oh
room.
my gosh! Like you're not in the trenches, buddy. Like it's my door.
You're not naked.
Like jeez. Anyways.
So
Oh my god.
to get back on track.
To move on from that,
Oh my god. Okay, that's
yeah, this is his last pod.
Yeah.
most definitely the last podcast you're on, buddy.
Hey Zany, we're gonna need to bleep that.
Yeah. Yeah, your contract just got shortened by a couple months.
I think the main reason to have this pod is to really show like older siblings, like this kind of shows the power like older siblings have on younger siblings. How younger siblings want to be like their older sibling for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely
And
how it
Yeah.
goes.
And
how as an older sibling you need to know like you should be a mentor and you should try and help your younger sibling, because if you're not going to help them they're never going to really learn, because they're
Mhm.
never going to get that older sibling experience.
yeah.
They're always going to be babied and they're going to become spoiled rotten, and it's going to ultimately carry on into their later years
Yeah.
when they grow up.
And
Especially in the younger years, because you spend most of your time at school, so you're already not spending a lot of time with your parents, which are your main, like,
Your-
teachers.
that are supposed to teach you stuff, and if you're not spending time with them,
mm,
what
Yeah.
the schools aren't the school's main goals aren't to actually teach you to be a young man, a young adult.
treat
for
people with respect. I mean, yeah, but not
They're,
don't-
they're like the lowest level
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
They're not
'Cause-
like
Nothing
actively
too-
trying to make you better and make you a better person.
nothing too
Mm.
serious.
They're doing their job. They're doing
Yeah.
their job,
yeah.
and they, I guess, kind of expect your parents to do their job.
Mm-hmm.
But that your parents can't really do their job of teaching you to be a young man when they're never home, because they're always at work
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
trying to provide for your family and put food on the table.
Cause I like miss like when, at Shasta, the other Shasta, we used to go to the same school.
Yeah.
And we used to have like fun in Seabass's room.
Yeah.
We had character talks. That was all fun. But now I go to a different school and you go to Shasta. It's not. I miss it, cause we had good times.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good times.
Yeah, there was much
Yeah,
good
and then
times.
I feel like not always, but a lot of reasons young kids are so bad is because of the older role models they have. Like, for this instance, say they have a terrible older brother.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the terrible stuff the older brother does is going to bleed off into the younger brother, and the younger brother is going to adapt naturally the character traits that their older brother has. And I
Yeah.
feel like it kind of sucks when you have a terrible older brother,
Yeah.
and then you see a kid who's pretty young start to adapt those character traits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a really good point, because when you see a little kid and he's kind of a bad kid, then you look at his older brother and you're like, oh,
That- yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Because
Mhm.
remember that? Remember, I was wearing like that V top and you made fun of me,
Yeah.
and so I made fun of Alan.
Did you?
Yeah, at the
Yeah,
school.
yeah, at
Yeah.
school,
Yeah, I remember
and then
that.
so I kind of picked it up from you, cause I pick a lot of things up from you. Like I pretty much copied your whole entire lifestyle. Not gonna lie,
yeah?
I copied your hair, bro.
He is.
You
I
did
did
not copy
copy.
my hair,
I did
Jackson.
copy your hair.
No, you
Oh,
didn't.
I did
Jackson.
copy your hair a
Look
little
at
bit.
your hair.
That was like when I was 9.
Still.
I know.
Hey, look at this.
I like my
gosh.
mullet.
Do you?
Yeah. But
It's rad, dude. It's pretty gnarly.
He's questioning it all right now, Jaden.
Yeah.
but you know,
I mean, it gives him personality. It makes him different.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah.
he's branching off and not being exactly like you
yeah,
anymore.
trying
He's
different
maturing.
things.
Yeah. Because
that's a
if you
good
try to be
thing.
like exactly just like me, then you're never gonna be able to like
You're never gonna be
Get-
yourself. You're never gonna be a
Yeah.
real person. You're gonna be
Yeah.
a robot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just like you're
Just
not
an
gonna be able to
NPC.
get better than me.
Mhm.
You know? Like if you just try to be exactly what I am, then there's
You'll be
no
a
chance of you
step
being
behind
better than what I
always.
could have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every person is different, and I feel like
'Cause-
everyone's route to character or to virtue is way different, and I really like that. Is because not everyone's just gonna go like this. There's gonna be some people who are gonna do this, and then decrease, and then up, and then go back down,
Damn.
and then there's gonna be people who go steady, and then dip, and then
Yeah.
come back up, and then make it. But then there's people who's just gonna go pretty much straight uphill. But then there's just gonna be a whole bunch of people who whole bunch of different routes and a whole bunch of different ways they're gonna find character and virtue. So I feel like that's really cool about character.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's many ways to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having an older brother and learning from your older brother is one of those
Yeah.
is a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Another
then
another thing about like picking bad things or good things from your brother. But, remember that dad story about, there's 2 sons and the dad, whipped the children every single
Wait,
day.
what story is that?
Jackson.
And
Jackson.
they beat his mom and he beat his mom.
Like abused
the
alcohol.
dad-
Why do you have to say the worst things? Just
Like,
say
no.
like he was a drunk and he was
So yeah, he abused alcohol.
yeah, an
wasn't
alcoholic.
wasn't a good
he
parent.
he wasn't a
drug
good
addict.
parent. He beat his wife. He wasn't good to
God. Jackson.
He oh my god.
He was a bad father.
He was a bad father, okay?
He whipped his children once or twice a day.
Dude, you're killing me, Biggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Come on, no one's laughing.
but
Come on, come on, come on.
But
You need some
when they
help
when
here,
they
bud?
got when they got older, the interview lady, one brother became rich, and one he was rich and successful, and he had a good wife and he had 2 kids, but the other one, he was pretty much like pretty much a spitting image of his dad, drinking, doing all that bad stuff.
We're not gonna talk about the bad stuff, but
Yeah.
the same exact things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
then so the interview goes to both of the brothers. So she goes to the bad one first. What made you this way? My dad. Goes to the other brother. She asks him the same question. My dad. So one brother, he picked up all the stuff from his dad and became pretty much the exact same thing. But the other brother, he took that
took
he
what's
took-
good and discarded what's bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
because he learned from it. Like, I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Same with like a brother, because
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could relate
Yeah.
that to like having an older brother.
yeah,
like
because
And if-
your brother could do bad stuff, vaping stuff like that, but then you're like, it's like the same thing. I want to be better than him.
yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a good brother, like a role model, or your parents might not be a good role model, then that's where you have to do your own like research and find a different role model. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe if
Yeah.
it's even like Bruce Lee, or I don't know, just
Because like
Anyone.
maybe
like,
your whole
anyone.
entire
Someone of
family could be
virtue.
bad.
yeah.
yeah, even like
Or-
a sports coach or something.
Yeah.
Or whether you find like a person you're gonna mentor your life after, or you just find virtue and you push yourself away from vice. You don't always have to have a mentor. You could just fall into virtue and push yourself away from vice and pursue character and all things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
That's what really speaks for the older brother to be as good as he possibly can be, so his younger brother or younger sibling doesn't become bad and follow in the bad footsteps,
Hmm.
but rather for the younger sibling to be good and follow in the older sibling's good footsteps.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Always try the thing about the footsteps is, yeah, that's for sure. But it's nice because growing up as a younger sibling, you see your older sibling get in trouble with certain things that he might do, and so like Devin was saying about the footsteps, you can see what footsteps are bad. Like there's two different paths, and it's kind of
Yeah.
the older sibling kind of makes it easier for you. Like if you're actually trying to pay attention to it as to his advice and trying to pay attention to the things that he might have messed up on.
It'll make it such a more smooth journey.
Yeah, because you know what it's like.
Mhm.
Because yeah, you'll have
Because
seen
you can relate. Like you know what they feel like.
Yeah. And you saw him go through those punishments or consequences, and you're like, "Ooh, those sucked. I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
So you
'Cause-
know which way
what
to
to
choose.
avoid and
You-
what to
you- yeah.
Well,
go for.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what path to choose.
Because
So-
you learn from your mistakes.
Exactly, and you can also you can learn from your brother's mistakes, and
Yeah.
from your mentor's mistakes.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I feel like as a younger, like for you, you probably have it the easiest out of everyone in the family, because you have so many like different, like so many other paths you can look at. You can look at your grandparents' path, or your parents' path, or your brother's path, or your sister's, or whatever. But you can kind of see like, oh, this is the way. Oh, nope, this isn't the way. This is the way, because
Mhm.
all your family members have
You'll be
kinda-
able to compare and contrast so many different
yeah.
things.
But not a lot of
Yeah.
people look at it that way. A lot of people are just like
they're very
like
tunnel vision.
tunnel
and
vision.
Yeah.
They don't see everything as good as they could.
Yeah.
You know,
Sight is weak,
and
perception is strong. They don't really, use their perception and see, is this good? Is this bad? They just literally look straight ahead and they see what is bad and they most likely follow it because they don't really.
because they don't know, their minds aren't like open. They don't see these good things. They're only exposed to these bad things, but they don't know
Yeah.
it's bad
Mm,
because they don't know what the grass is like on the other side. Anybody got anything else to kind of add to that? Or-
I don't really got anything. I mean,
Me
I guess
neither.
I'll just say that Jackson has gotten way better as a little brother, but that's all I
yeah.
got right now.
Just as an older brother, pursue character and then
as a
try to help
younger-
your little brother as much as you can.
Yeah, and as a younger brother, take what's good, discard what's bad,
Yeah.
and
Whether you have
pursue a life of virtue and character.
whether you
Ultimately,
whether you have a good brother or a bad brother, just practice virtue and practice character.
yeah. And if that kind of sums it all up, just thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, follow the Insta, and
Turn on the notification bell.
turn on the notification bell too. And peace out.